bullshit! God damn, I hate this fucking game, bro.
Yo, gaming today is in such a weird spot. Like, over the last week, last couple days or whatnot, there's been a lot of updates, there's been a lot of nerfs, buffs, leaks, whatever you want to call it, everything. But at the core of all of this stuff, bro, why gaming is in trouble and why it is becoming more of a hassle instead of like a pastime, instead of like a good fun hobby, like a stress reliever, is inhibiting stress now. Like, it's because it's becoming pay some more to then play. Like, pay has been at the top of whatever is going on now. Like, whatever you got to do or want to do in gaming now that's like relevant, you got to pay in some form or fashion. Whether the game is free to download, you still got to pay for in-game cosmetics and upgrades and things like that. Then you got games like Call of Duty that is a yearly release. It's paid every time, but throughout the year they got so many cosmetics and DLCs and battle passes and this and that, nerf buffs, and it's just like, bro, what am I doing? What am I paying for here, for real? Like I said, you paying to pay some more to then finally be able to play. Then you got the way that they do these nerfs and buffs. It just don't make sense. Like, if I love a gun or whatever weapon in the game and I'm using that only specifically because that's what I like, why then do I gotta start to change up because y'all decide to nerf that specific thing or take it out of the game or change it completely? It's like, why? What does that solve? That then creates another problem for people. Now they're mad at that. Other people are happy, but now all you did was just shift the focus. You shift the focus from being on your ass about this thing to now being on your ass about that thing. Doesn't solve either problem. Then you got stuff like Helldivers 2 just did with the you have to have a PSN account to play the game or something like that. Whatever. People aren't even PlayStation players. It's PC players that own the game. Why are they making a PSN account for a console that they don't even have? That doesn't even make sense. And I didn't even know this, but recently I just found out certain regions can't just go and create a PSN account. So it's like, what do those players do? It's just stuff like that that don't make sense. And then you got, was it Tarkov? A $200 DLC. I'm gonna just stop it right there. Like, $200 DLC. Bro, go ahead. Go ahead. You know how many games you can buy with $200? At least 3. If I'm doing, at least 3. Two $70 games and one that's like maybe 50. Come on, bro. Why would I spend that much money on a DLC for one game? That don't even make sense. It's just like nowadays, bro, gaming is pay to pay a little bit more to then be able to play. That's crazy. And then they got all these skill modifications and these things that like inhibit your level of play. Also, like, gaming has turned into a loot festival. Like, no matter what game it is or what type of game you're playing, whether it's a FPS, whether it's a what is them games? RPG game, whether it's a 4-player co-op, whatever. Those games are almost always based now around like loot drops, some type of loot, some type of special rare item you can find, something like that to then be able to show off. But it really like serves no real purpose, like, because if you make it to where the item is so rare that when you get it, it's overpowered and going against it is almost impossible, it makes it like cheating because then only certain people are going to be able to get it. But then when you make it to where it's like there's no real relevance to doing this to get that thing, it's like now it's like they're just bleeding time. Like, they're just bleeding you for your time. Gaming used to really just be fun, and if you got to those types of things, you got them. Like, it was like, yo, this shit lit. And it actually was like positive towards the outcome of whatever you're doing in the game. It wasn't too broken or overpowered to where you feel like they should take it out or nerf it. And it wasn't so weak and underwhelming that it was like, there's no reason to try to go and get this thing. I don't know. A lot of gaming nowadays is just like, it revolves around like a lot of fetch quests. Like, go here, get this, bring it back. you receive this. It's like, in between the way though, it's a lot of things that happens. But for the most part, if you look at a lot of games, that's what it is. Anything that's not like a PvP game, like a player versus player, anything that's not like that type of game is typically filled with a lot of fetch quests, which is cool whenever the game around it, the gameplay around it is solid. But at the core, a lot of games are the same. The problem is, again, like I said, a lot of these games are now taking the money first over everything. Then they're incorporating like real world issues and stuff like that into the game. Like you moderating what people can and can't say on a game that's rated M for mature already. So I can go around and just slaughter people, right? That's cool. You got executions and things like that in the game, Call of Duty. But I can't curse somebody the hell out on my microphone. Or I risk getting chat banned for however long, or then I can really get banned for however long. It's just like, bro, what? I don't even, like, come on, bro. Who are you even protecting with that? That don't even make sense. It's supposed to be all adults in here anyway, right? And most times people say way worse things first, and then when you respond, it's like, oh, mute him, chat ban him, like whatever. I don't agree with it either way, whether it's them talking to me or me talking to them. Like, we talking shit, like, okay, we competing and talking shit. Those two things go hand in hand. There are some solid competitors, but for the most part, look across anything, any sport, anything where people are competing, particularly men are competing, bro, they talking shit. Like, I don't understand that. So, other than that, I'm cool with gaming though. Like, I'm fine with always being a gamer. It's just I'm noticing the trouble that's coming now, like with gaming, and it's not necessarily the players, it's the overabundance of money that has been pumped into gaming is now being like recovered through us through the weirdest ways, and at the core of it, gameplay is suffering. So I think they need to go back to the older ways where you had to pay for the upgraded stuff and just leave it at that. Like, if the people didn't buy it, they just didn't buy it. Have it how it used to be. Like, if you didn't buy this thing or whatever, then you in the pool of players that don't have it, versus the other players that do have it, they'll have a dual, way to play. That's fine. They paid for that. I just hate how it's so all-inclusive now, because y'all made a lot of stuff free. That gameplay at the core is suffering because of that. Y'all trying to make everything balanced and appeal and appease to everybody, where everybody can't and should not be on the same level. It just don't work that way in nothing. I shouldn't be working at a job 30 years and then I'm just a manager, right? And then day one you walk in and you're a manager too. Like, nah, it's levels. You got to work up. If I've been playing the game for 10, 15 years, I should be way better than these sweaty little players that just starting to play within the last 5. But the way the games are now, not just Call of Duty, other games too. Like, look at Madden, 2K. I don't even play that, but I see it. It's a lot of things that just, like, they just nerf everything to this even level and then let players fight it out from there. It's like, no, how you nerfing the player? Like, I get you nerf mechanics, you change the game up, but why is my skill feeling like it's actively being nerfed by the game? Like, it don't make sense. It's just, it's weird, but I'm still play the game. I don't care. I'm a gamer. I'm just still talking my shit too. But I don't know, man. Drop some comments. Let me know what y'all think. How y'all feel about things. But because to me, it's only gonna get worse until it hits rock bottom, where a lot of these people, these companies, pull away from the scene for things to get back hot again. Because when a lot of these companies that are now in charge, when they were small, they broke into the industry and made changes. So it's like that cycle gonna probably have to repeat itself again. Like, a lot of these companies gonna have to go or step back and then let somebody else come up. Other than that, you're gonna see the way gaming is going. You're gonna see it get worse. I'm out.